I don't feel any pressure like a fighter. You know where I feel pressure?
What's up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He fights Colby Thicknesse. Yep, that is the guy's name at UFC 312 on Saturday, making his long-awaited UFC debut. Aleksandre Topuria, how are you?
Let's go. Everything good. How are you?
I am well. Welcome to the UFC, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
How does it feel to finally be here?
Feels amazing. Feels very good. Good energy.
Sorry, I'm just trying to. Oh, there, Fabiano. I'm gonna out Fabiano with Sky, who's watching soccer in the background. I was wondering what all that noise was.
So that you know, that was one Michael Bisping being very loud outside the fighter meeting. I'm just saying, that was
Sounds
Michael
like Michael
Bisping very
Bisping.
loud.
Let's go.
Okay,
All right. Well, you can't keep Michael Bisping quiet, so
you
no shame
cannot
there.
keep Michael Bisping quiet.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you, Fabiano. Go and mute yourself. You're not needed because Alexandre is a professional here, and he can speak
Exactly.
English a lot better than I can speak any other
A man
language.
of many traits. Man of many traits.
Now, Alexandre, there's sort of a fun storyline here. You have a short notice opponent here who actually trains with Alexander Volkanovski, and he says that he wants to finish you and sort of get revenge for Volkanovski. How does it feel to go now knowing that this guy sort of has a personal stake in the fight?
He can try. This is what can I say. He can try. And let him fight for revenge. And I will fight for my own. And we'll see what's gonna happen.
Is bantamweight going to be the primary division for you moving forward? I know you fought at both bantamweight, featherweight.
Bantamweight.
Okay.
Bantamweight.
Why is it we're making our debut
Oh,
now?
for now,
after,
bantamweight.
okay.
We'll see in the future.
We'll see what happens among
Yeah,
the
I also
featherweight.
I can make 145, but for now I will focus myself in bantamweight. Yes.
Is that mostly because your brother is the featherweight champ?
One of the reasons we decided this a long years ago to me to stay a little bit down. He goes up, and yes, here we are. Maybe everything gonna change in the future.
Walk me through some of the risk and the reward of making your debut in the UFC after nearly 2 years without fighting. Why were you gone for so long, and why is it you didn't want to maybe take another fight on the regional circuit before getting into the UFC?
So my plans was very different.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to fight directly with 5-1 and UFC. That's the truth. Let's say in the kitchen, we know everything, what happened. But I actually had a fight. They booked me a fight outside the UFC, but then my brother gets a call to fight versus Volkanovski. I was coaching my brother. All this time I was coaching him. So I cannot let myself, I didn't want to be a selfish, and fight for mine, having my brother fighting for the belt, and we was together all the time. We had a very good career, everything was going well, so we had to keep doing the same work. So we keep it together, we get the job done, we take the belt. So after that, I still wanted to follow my plans, to have some another fights outside the UFC. But for sure, Ilia, my brother, he become UFC champion, and he see what I did for him. So he says, okay, so now I will push for him, and that's the truth. Let's don't lie, maybe, but there's people who fight in UFC Dana White contender with 5-0, 5-1, 6, 6 fights, 7 fights, or even in UFC, they have fighters. it's like I don't compare myself with anybody, you know. I wish everything good to anybody, but if we talk the real talk, I'm not the unique, you know, who gets inside the UFC with 6 fights or 5 fights. So when I get the contract and the chance, I was thinking, and I had some conversation with myself, and I say, so I have two choices, like say no, reject a UFC contract, and keep fighting outside, and in 2 fights, maybe everything change. Maybe after it's gonna be very difficult, or and we never know how goes everything. You know, it's like now I have the chance. So I keep fighting outside the UFC, or I sign the contract and I will fight directly with the best guys in the world. And let's see how good I am, you know? So yeah, that was the reason, and the part, more money, you know, more hype, more everything. So why not? I say, why not? Why be stupid and say no, you know?
How would you describe your fighting style to those who haven't seen you fight on the regional circuit?
How I describe my
Mm-hmm.
style? Uh, the name of the sport says it all, you know, mixed martial arts. So from the beginning, I started training with 4 years in judo, and yes, all my life after that wrestling. We become the youngest black belts, and the first, if I'm not wrong, in Georgia, first and the youngest black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and for sure the boxing after that. So yes, mixed martial arts.
I noticed on your record when I was looking on Tapology, you and your brother debuted around the same time. He's actually a little bit younger than you, but he has many more fights than you. What happened between 2015 and 2021 when you took those 6.5 years off from professional fights?
So the thing is that when I lose my fight, I decide to improve, because I knew why I lose. You know, sometimes you don't learn so much in winning like you
I
learn
agree.
when you. So when I lose, I start to think about the details, what happened, you know, and I say, okay, this was bad, this was bad. I have to do this good. I have to learn this. So I start to improve myself and everything. But at the same time, something changed because Ilia and Ilia start to, because I start to learn boxing. I go in boxing gym. I start to train in boxing, and Ilias, after like some months, I spar with Ilia. I train with Ilia, and he see how I improve my boxing and everything, and he says, "Okay, you learn there, and then show me," you know.
Mm.
Because I will keep, because he booked some fight, because I say I will stop, maybe I will stop like 1 year. I want to improve myself, and I want to come back stronger than ever, but I don't want to see myself cannot fight up, you know, because I don't have striking or something like that. So I dedicate myself like every day, all day, training boxing at the same time, for sure, training the physical trainings, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling. Don't lose anything, but mostly to improve my boxing, my striking. So at the same time, I was learning, and then I go in the gym and I show Ili, you know, and this makes something, I don't know what to say, everything this make us to take a decision where I become Ilias trainer, coach, because everything was going very, very good. Because Ilias boxing start to get better, you know. He loves the attention, because when I do something, and I do it 100%. So I got some, let's say, uh, I'm blessed, you know, to I have something to show people. I know how to show people, to explain people, what I think is correct, the techniques, and learn fast. And I dedicate myself, I put a lot of hours in fight studio. So yeah, and 2015, 15, 16, this happens. Everything changed. I become from fighter, trainer, and I was very focused in Ilia. And thanks God,
Yeah. Wow.
you see what happened.
As we begin to wrap up here, I always ask the fans what they want to know. And I know maybe this conversation is a little soon, but a lot of them wanted to ask with the rivalry between Ilia and Makhachev that is starting to develop. What did you make of Umar Nurmagomedov's fight against Merab, and how would you feel about fighting him one day? You versus Umar.
Oh, it's a very possible fight. Now I'm in 135. For sure, it's very possible. I have a way to pass. I have to go in my path and I have to do some things before I get where they are. But yeah, and about the fight, about Merab's fight, I'm very happy for him. Umar is a good fighter, but I know Merab very good. I train with him, and yeah, when they was asking me about how you think Merab's fight uh, will be, and my answer was exactly the same way happened in the fight. I say 2 rounds is gonna be a little bit hard for Merab because he's always start a little bit, shooting slowly that, but this guy is the machine. So I
Yes.
know that he goes like this, up, all the time, up. So yes,
Would you be willing to fight Merab if the opportunity ever came? Or are you guys too close?
for sure, no.
For sure, no?
No.
Good.
I think
That's the vibe with Marab. He seems to like. There's a lot of camaraderie and friendship with the people he trains with.
yes, for I have, how can I understand everything, I understand this is UFC. I understand that talk about stuffs like this makes a little bit maybe angry, some promoter or the people who's making the fights and want to promote everything. But I'm 100% sure that we're gonna fight another fight, which is gonna be very interesting. And yeah, it's like he's the champ right now. I have a long way, to be where he's right now. So let's respect that. So, and I don't have to fight with some Georgians unless Merab. We know each other since a long time.
You seem very calm, very relaxed. Do you feel any pressure being Ilia's brother? Because obviously people are going to try and make comparisons.
Listen, I don't feel any pressure like a fighter. Where I feel pressure. I feel pressure when I have to stay with him and show him the correct things he have to do inside the cage. Not, I'm not like he knows what he have to do, but when you coach him, when you are in the position like head coach, because he want me in this position all the time, like I want him in this position when I fight. But right now he have more fights than me, so I have this experience, what it means to be coaching a guy who is like fighting for the world title, defending the title against Volkanovski and Max Holloway. But let's not forget another guys like Josh Emmett, Bryce Mitchell, every one of them. They was when he fight with them, they was very good, undefeated, very dangerous. So there was a lot of like responsibility. So I feel pressure in that moment. Right now, he's feeling pressure. I don't feel any pressure. I have to go inside the cage and enjoy fighting. You know, I will enjoy every moment. Doesn't matter. I enjoy with every moment. To be brother, no, he's my little brother. Let's start from there. He's my little brother. So if I feel pressure having like world champion brother, Absolutely not. If he's with me, I feel more strength, not pressure. When I go inside the cage, when I go with him, and he goes inside and I stay outside, I feel pressure because I cannot do nothing. I just can talk. That's the real pressure, what I feel in this moment. But this time, I have to fight. So let's the pressure gonna stay outside with him, not with me.
I like it. Aleksandre, thank you so much for your time today. There's a lot of other stuff I wanted to ask you just to get you to know you more as a person, but I wanted to make sure everyone got to learn about you as the fighter ahead of your debut at UFC 312. Best of luck on the fight, and I'm excited for the next time you and I chat.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.